Hey there, and welcome back to the show. I am so glad you are tuning in again. It really warms my heart. So, if you are a new content creator, an influencer, an entrepreneur, today's session is for you. I know firsthand how tough it can be when you're just starting out, especially with all of the noise out there telling you what you should should be doing, whether you're in the beginning stages of building your brand or you've been at it for a while, but you're still facing struggles. I want to get real with you today. All right. I want you to understand that we're talking about the common challenges we all face when we're trying to build a business, a personal brand, something that you're working through to really see the success that you want to see, right? But I want you to know and understand that we're going to get through them without you being held back, right? Here's the thing. When I say we all face these challenges, you're not the only one. And I don't say that to be flip. I don't say that to make it seem like, you should just get over it, but I say it so that you have confidence, you have comfort, you have solace in there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. So I want you to grab your coffee, your tea, whatever helps you focus. I've got water, and I want you to dive in. One of the biggest challenges that I see for new content creators and entrepreneurs, whether you're just starting out or you've been in it for a while, is comparison. And when I listen, I'm pointing up here, but when I listen to people speak, I can hear the comparison come out even when they don't think it's there. It's so easy to fall into the trap of looking at other people in your industry or your niche and thinking, why am I not there yet? We've all been there. We've all been there. You see someone who's a few steps ahead of you and you start to wonder, are you doing something wrong? I know for myself, I've been there, but here's the truth, everyone has their own journey. The only comparison that matters is the one of you and your own progress, right? So, in today's segment, I want to remind you that it's okay not to have it all figured out. I think that's the biggest lesson that I've had to learn. It's okay to not have it all figured out. It's okay to not be where other people are. What matters is that you're making progress in your own way and at your own pace. That's critical. That's critical. So I want to give you a couple of key points today cuz listen, we've got to get to where we need to be. The first thing is comparison can steal your focus. I want to say this again. Comparison can steal your focus. And that then can prevent you from seeing your own growth. Did you hear me? Comparison can steal your focus, and that then can keep you from seeing your own growth. The other thing that I want to say is, and I say this all the time, I say it all the time, I say it all of the time. Celebrate small wins. Instead of focusing on what you haven't done yet, celebrate the small wins because this fuels your momentum. And I know you've heard me say that, but I feel like I have to keep saying it because we've got to get it. And then the next thing is, as you're looking at other people, it's okay to look at other people, but use their success as inspiration, not as a measuring stick. Because if they've done it, then yes, you can too. It's been accomplished. It's It's been done. So you can do it too, but don't use it as a measuring stick. So let's talk about another huge challenge, which is visibility. And this is what I'm all about: social media visibility. For a lot of us, especially those of us who are introverts, I'm an introvert. I make no bones about it. Putting yourself out there can feel like it's a lot. It can be a lot. But I want to tell you this: if you want to grow, you have to be seen. But how you're seen doesn't necessarily have to be painful. So I know when it comes to being seen, the fear of judgment, rejection, and making mistakes, that can almost, like, not even almost, it can paralyze you. But here's the reality: if you're not visible, you're not giving people the chance to see what you offer, and you're missing out on opportunities to grow, however that looks for you. It can be business, it could be so many different things. It could be revenue, it could be client impact, it could be community building. You're missing out on opportunities. So, how do you overcome that fear? It's all about starting small. Show up consistently. Give yourself permission to not be perfect. Like, I make mistakes on camera. I make mistakes on live streams. I make mistakes and I don't care because I'm not perfect. Visibility, it doesn't have to be, it's not it's not necessarily, how can I say this? Visibility doesn't have to mean going viral overnight, being an overnight success, or doing the absolute most. And to be honest, us being our authentic selves is not gonna have us go viral. It's just, that's just the nuts and bolts of it. Us being our authentic, normal, run of the mill, regular selves is not gonna make us go viral. And it's okay. It's about showing up though in your own authentic way and letting people see the real you, letting people see what you have to offer. So just keep in mind a couple of things when it comes to visibility. Visibility is key to building a personal brand. You need to start small, and maybe that means doing one live session a week or posting consistently. But I want you to remember, being visible doesn't require perfection, just simple consistency. Simple consistency. Now, I want to say, for a lot of content creators, um, the struggle isn't just about coming up with ideas, it's about maintaining the momentum. Been there, done that. I get it. The pressure can be overwhelming to just constantly create content. That can lead to burnout, especially when you're juggling other responsibilities. Maybe it's a family or a 9 to 5 or 8 to 6, whatever, a job. But here's the thing: content creation doesn't have to be an endless cycle. What it really boils down to is creating content that works for you and for your audience. You don't need to be posting every single day or constantly coming up with new ideas. And if you do post every day, there's ways to do it. You don't necessarily have to do it, like, sit at your phone or your computer or whatever every single day. There's ways to do it. So take a step back and focus on the content that's already working. Repackage that bad boy, repurpose it. Focus on creating high quality, value driven content that serves your audience, that speaks to your people. Quality is always going to beat quantity every single time, hands down. Couple of key things to remember: focus on quality over quantity, Don't burn yourself out trying to do it all. Repurpose content to save time, save effort, save your mental. Find what resonates with your audience and double down on that. Now, this next challenge that I see, oh my goodness, all too often is trying to juggle everything. A lot of us are trying to juggle building a business while working a 9 to 5, taking care of family, and doing a trillion, a trillion other things. And it's easy to feel like there's never enough time, there's never enough energy to go around. But here's the thing, you don't need to do it all. Did you hear me? You don't need to do it all. Time and energy management are crucial when you're balancing. Y'all know I don't typically use that word, but when you're balancing multiple roles, you need to move into harmony. So, how do you do that? You set boundaries, you prioritize tasks, you outsource wherever you can. These are all key components to staying productive without sacrificing your well being. So, a couple of key points here, focus on your priorities. What will move the needle in your business? If you need to, use time blocking and productivity methods to stay on track. I wrote an ebook, a short ebook on how to be in flow and be massively productive. Shameless plug. But don't be afraid to delegate. That's going to be key. Whether that means outsourcing or simply asking for help. Don't be afraid to delegate. And so, last but absolutely, certainly not least, let's talk about the big one, imposter syndrome. I have dealt with this so many times before. And I can tell you that so many new creators and entrepreneurs struggle with feeling like they're not enough or that they don't belong in the space that they're in. The truth is, everyone feels like an imposter at some point in their journey. But I want to tell you this, you belong. You, I'm pointing at you, you belong. Your voice, your perspective, your expertise, it absolutely 100% matters, even if you don't have all the answers yet. Even if you don't have all the answers yet, you're allowed to take up space even when you don't feel confident, even when you don't feel fully confident. You're allowed to take up space. The more you push through those feelings of self doubt, it becomes easier to show up and serve your audience with confidence, right? So just remember, imposter syndrome is normal, but it's not a reason to hold yourself back. All right. Focus on the value you provide to your audience. Keep going even when you don't feel ready. All right. So we're going to wrap things up a bit. I know that starting your content creation or your entrepreneurial journey is just, it's not easy. It's not. And these challenges are real. They're real. But I want you to remember that you're not by yourself. You're not alone. Every successful person has faced these struggles. What separates those who make it from those who don't is really your mindset and your ability to push through and keep going. So take it one step at a time, celebrate your progress. It doesn't matter how big or small it is, celebrate it. And always remember that your voice, your business, your journey, they're unique and valuable. Remember these things because this is going to help fuel you. It's going to help fuel your momentum. So I want to thank you for tuning in today. I hope this episode gave you the encouragement you need to keep going. And if you need extra support, know that I'm right here. I'm with you. I'm for you. Reach out to me however you see in the show notes, wherever you are watching this platform. this podcast, whatever platform you're watching this podcast on. And listen, I'm gonna catch you on the next episode. We're gonna dive into some actionable strategies for really growing your audience and boosting your visibility. You don't want to miss this. I am super thrilled that you have come back. You listen, I love y'all. I rock with y'all. And for those that know, I'm here every week, and I look forward to just really seeing you grow exponentially. I'm Karena Calhoun, and I will see you all on the flip side. Bye for now.